very basis of rugby is predicated on teamwork and cohesion. There's more ingredients in the formula of success than just these two. It's the work done off the field that allows for the work on it. A player has to work constantly off the field just to be ready for game day. Yet the results of game day can alter both the preparation and the player's life. This is the story of a rugby player, outside the lines and off the pitch. The most obvious example of this preparation is in the weight room, where stats and improvement are as equal in importance here as they are on the field.
Since I started playing, I've probably dedicated around 1,300 hours. I find what makes a player successful on the field is the work that they put in off the field. That's in weight and conditioning programs that personally we have at my school, and they keep us pretty tip-top during the season, and they give us sheets and like workouts for the off-season so that we're keeping up, and they'll keep tabs on rugby. Like, it's not like you can't sit around. Like, if you take 2 months off, you're gonna see the coaches are gonna see every bit of that 2 months that you took off. So based on the player and where they see they're sitting at based on practices in the weight room, they'll kind of nudge you and just be like, all right, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that, like you need to be taking care of your body. Because during the season, what we try to do is maintain what we have gained over the summer months and over the off time.
Despite the fact that Gavin is 5'10 and 210 pounds, he's told by coaches to gain weight in the off-season in order to contend with players even bigger and stronger than him. That may sound easy, but when a player is working out and speeding up their metabolism at the rate he is, it can be a difficult task.
I gotta keep my weight up, like always. Like, not the biggest front rower. Strong, I have the strength, but it's just, there's a whole other side of it. It's eating, and you gotta eat a lot and, keep my weight up. So that's my struggle. I feel like that's a struggle for a lot of the players. Calorie counting is pretty important, but I get a lot of those calories through my carbs. So like pastas, lasagnas as well. They're just good ones. I eat probably around 2,800, but I shoot for around 3,500.
It's not just about off-season work either. With pre-game preparation, even the minor details are critical to having a productive and successful day out on the pitch.
I like to stack up on fluids, not a lot of Gatorade, but a little bit of Gatorade and a lot of water, and then obviously carbs, a lot of rice, just base rice. I like to eat like simple foods the day before so my stomach won't get upset, so I have a good night of sleep. But game day routine, usually have a meeting in the hotel. The coaches will hand out the jerseys based on who they've seen is working hard and who gets the position, so they'll give out the starting jerseys. Then we'll have a forward meeting with the forwards, and the forwards will discuss our lineup and make sure everyone's tip-top. Kind of go over like again, what we've gone over in the weeks, train up for the game. We'll go over like what the team's gonna be good at. They have a big pack, they have a small pack, they've got a good back line. We'll start to just, everyone like start thinking about it. Then I'll put on my shorts, everything I need to, my gear basically, except no jersey yet. I usually keep my jersey off until the last couple seconds we start playing. I like to keep my jersey fresh. That's just the thing in my mind. It's just nice to pull off my warm up and then put on a fresh jersey, and then I'm set. 5 minutes before the game, everyone will get water, get their mouth guards, all the last minute stuff, and then we'll get on the field and we'll play.
The point where the game extends beyond the lines is most abundantly clear with injuries. An injury can have an effect on everyday life, and in some cases can stay with the player long after he has finished playing the game.
I've separated both my shoulders. My right shoulder, I had a grade 2 separation, so not a bad one. I was out for like a month. The other one, I had a grade 3 separation, and I couldn't really do any, it was at the end of the season of my freshman year, so luckily it didn't really detriment my season in any way. But after that, into the off season, I was prevented from, starting to train for at least like 2.5 months. I couldn't really train upper body because of my injury. And obviously little injuries here. I've broken my nose. I've, had to get stitches on my back from a cleat that I got stepped on. That was an interesting one. I sprained my ankle, but that's minimal. That's just like easy to work around, taping my ankle, stuff like that. But I, have injured it a couple times. Luckily, so far, nothing too big. Like, obviously, my hands will get, messed up. My hands will get stepped on. My hands will, get jammed. I have, finger injuries that, will probably always be a part of, hands. But I just tape it. It's just,
These injuries include concussions, perhaps the most destructive injury a player can suffer.
I'd say on average, probably like one player every 2 games will easily get a concussion. And just recently there was a kid on my team who actually had to stop playing because he'd gotten his 3rd concussion. I've had two concussions. One of them kind of severe. I got kneed in the face and blacked out, woke up with my trainer talking to me. Don't really remember. The other one, I just got hit in a ruck. It was really weird, and I just got up and I was dizzy. You try and think, and then a thought just isn't produced. If you know what I'm saying, it's just it's literally your brain functioning at a lower level for anywhere from 3, depending on the severity. But for me, it was 3 days where my brain was seriously lacking its normal functions. It was just slower. And that was just, and that came with a headache, and the headache lasted for both of them, it lasted for about a day afterwards. Concussions are always going to be prevalent in sports, but would I have something as a concussion prevent me from playing a sport I love and am having the best time in my life currently playing? No, I'm not going to let it get in my way. Do I think about it often? Every once in a while, naturally, it'll come up. I wonder if I get any more concussions. But based on those first 2 concussions, I got both of those in high school, and since then I haven't gotten a concussion. So both of those were in high school, younger, which is bad. Obviously, I'm not saying that's good, but they haven't. It hasn't happened. It hasn't occurred since.
But for all the sweat, blood, and time given for the sport, it's a game that gives back. These gifts come in different forms, but ultimately, their sum is enough to continually draw a player back to the pitch.
Competition plays a huge part in what makes rugby so fun. Just the competition of it, and just the people you meet through rugby. Rugby has just a group of everyone's a character. I feel like everyone's their own character in rugby, and every guy's different, and that's kind of a fun part of it. As long as just the cool part, it's just such a great game. Every facet of it is so based on teamwork and literally working together to be a unit to beat another team, and it's just so strategic and just really fun. Very, very fun. I've played a lot of sports in my life, but it's one of those sports that I can't get enough of.